The big surprise. In the vast darkness of space, a huge alien ship moved slowly. It was part of the Galactic Alliance, a group of many alien races. The ship was on a boring job, looking for new planets to add to their big space family. Captain Zork, a tall blue alien with 4 eyes, sat in his big chair on the bridge. He was bored. They had been searching for months and found nothing exciting. Just as he was about to tell his crew to go home, a young alien named Blip shouted, "Captain, I see something." Zork jumped up, his 4 eyes wide open. "What is it, Blip? Show me." On the big screen in front of them, a small yellow star appeared. Around it, they saw planets. One of them was blue and green. "It's a solar system, Captain," said Blip. "And that blue planet, it might have life." Zork felt excited for the first time in years. Finally, something interesting. "Let's take a closer look." As they got closer to the blue planet, they started picking up strange signals. Blip listened carefully, his big ears twitching. "Captain, I think it's music. And voices." Zork couldn't believe it. "You mean there are people down there? Smart ones who can make music and talk?" "Yes, Captain," said Blip. "But there's more. I'm seeing big cities, flying machines, and oh no." "What is it?" Zork asked, worried. "They have weapons, Captain. Big ones. And ships that can fly in space." Zork laughed. "Ha, they're probably just toys. No way a planet we just found could have real spaceships or strong weapons." But as they watched the planet more, they saw things that made them wonder. The planet's people were building big rockets. They had a space station. They were even sending small ships to other planets in their system. "What should we do, Captain?" asked Blip. Zork thought for a moment. "We need to tell the Alliance leaders. But first, let's learn more about these. What should we call them?" Blip checked his computer. According to their signals, they call themselves humans, and their planet is Earth. "Humans," Zork said, trying out the new word. "Interesting name. Okay, here's the plan. We'll watch them for a while, learn all we can. Then we'll go back and tell the Alliance." For the next few weeks, Zork and his crew studied Earth. They were surprised by many things. Humans were always making new stuff. They fought a lot, but they also helped each other. They made beautiful art and music, and they were getting better at space travel every day. Zork was confused. Earth looked weak compared to the Alliance, but humans were smarter than he expected. "I don't get it," he said to Blip one day. "They're so small, but they do big things. Should we be worried?" Blip shook his head. "No way, Captain. Look how tiny their ships are. Our smallest ship could beat their whole fleet." Zork nodded, feeling better. "You're right. They're just babies in space. The Alliance will easily take over their planet." Finally, it was time to go. As they flew away from Earth, Zork looked back at the blue planet. "Enjoy your little world while you can, humans," he said. "Soon, it will be ours." But deep inside, Zork felt uneasy. Something about Earth and its humans was different. He pushed the feeling away. "Stop being silly," he told himself. "They're no match for us." As Zork's ship disappeared into deep space, Earth kept spinning. In their cities, labs, and space centers, humans worked hard, not knowing that aliens had seen them. They didn't know that soon they would face the biggest challenge ever. The humans were in for a big surprise. But so were the aliens, because sometimes the smallest things can be the most powerful, and humanity was about to show the galaxy just how mighty they could be. Whoops, we were wrong. 6 months after Captain Zork's discovery, a big shiny spaceship appeared near Earth. It was 10 times bigger than the biggest human ship. This was the Galactic Alliance's first contact team, led by Ambassador Glorp. Glorp was a short, green alien with 3 eyes and 6 arms. He was sure this would be an easy job. "Remember," he told his crew, These humans are probably very simple. We'll show them our cool tech, and they'll bow down to us right away. But as they got closer to Earth, things didn't go as planned. First, the humans spotted them coming. "Impossible," said Glorp. "Their tech is too weak to see us." Then, a voice came through their speakers. It was speaking in perfect galactic standard, the language of space. "Attention, unknown spacecraft. This is Earth Defense Command. Please identify yourself." Glorp's mouth fell open. They can talk to us. In our language." He shook his head. "No matter. It's probably just a lucky guess." Glorp answered the call. "This is Ambassador Glorp of the Galactic Alliance. We come in peace to meet your leaders." There was a pause. Then the voice said, "Understood, Ambassador. Please follow our ships to the landing zone." Suddenly, 5 sleek, black ships appeared around Glorp's big ship. They looked small but very fast. "Escort ships." Glorp laughed. "How cute. They think they can guide us." But as they flew towards Earth, Glorp started to worry. The human ships moved in perfect formation. They easily kept up with his advanced ship. When they landed, Glorp got another shock. Instead of a field or a forest, they were in a modern spaceport. Tall buildings stretched into the sky. Flying cars zipped between them. "This can't be right," Glorp muttered. "They're supposed to be primitive." A group of humans walked towards them. They wore smart uniforms and carried small devices in their hands. Glorp put on his best diplomatic smile and stepped out. "Greetings, simple humans. We come from the stars to share our great knowledge with you." The humans looked at each other, confused. One of them, a tall woman, stepped forward. "Welcome to Earth, Ambassador Glorp. I'm President Chen of the United Earth Government. We're honored to meet beings from another world." Glorp blinked in surprise. They had a world government, and they weren't amazed by aliens. Yes, well, Glorp stumbled. "We're here to introduce you to the wonders of advanced science." President Chen smiled politely. "That's very kind. We'd love to exchange scientific knowledge. Perhaps you'd like to see our quantum computing lab or our fusion power plant." Glorp's 3 eyes bulged. "Quantum computing. Fusion power. But that's impossible." "Oh, is it not common out there?" Chen asked innocently. "What power sources do you use for your ships?" Glorp didn't answer. He was too busy staring at a teenager walking by, casually playing with a holographic game floating above her hand. "Ambassador," Chen said, "are you all right? Would you like some water? Or perhaps some other refreshment? We've prepared a variety of foods and drinks, in case your biology is different from ours." Glorp shook himself. This was all wrong. The humans were supposed to be amazed by them, not the other way around. "Yes, water, thank you," he said weakly. As a human brought him a glass, Glorp noticed the man was wearing an earpiece. The human spoke softly in his own language, and the earpiece translated into galactic standard. "You have instant translation too?" Glorp couldn't help asking. "Oh yes," Chen said. "We developed it a few years ago. It's standard issue now. I assumed your people had something similar." Glorp took a big gulp of water. He needed to get control of this situation. "Well, humans, the Galactic Alliance is willing to accept you as a junior member. Of course, you'll need to follow our rules and give us some of your resources, but—" He stopped. The humans were all frowning. "I'm sorry, Ambassador," Chen said firmly, "but Earth is not interested in being the junior anything. We're happy to join an alliance of equals, to trade knowledge and culture, but we won't give up our independence." Glorp couldn't believe his ears. But we're so much more advanced than you." Chen raised an eyebrow. "Are you? In what ways, exactly?" As Glorp struggled to answer, alarms suddenly blared. A human ran up to Chen and whispered in her ear. Chen's face turned serious. "I'm sorry, Ambassador, but we'll have to cut this meeting short. We've detected a large fleet of ships entering our solar system. Are they with you?" Glorp's heart sank. "Oh no," he whispered. "They didn't wait for my report. They're starting the invasion." Invasion. Chen's voice was like ice. "Ambassador, I suggest you contact your fleet immediately. Tell them to turn back. Earth is not easy prey, and we don't take kindly to threats." As Glorp scrambled to call his leaders, he realized with growing dread that he had made a terrible mistake. They all had. They had laughed at the primitive humans. But now, watching the determined faces around him and seeing the advanced tech everywhere, Glorp understood the truth. They weren't facing cavemen with sticks. They had just picked a fight with one of the most innovative and tenacious species in the galaxy. And somehow, Glorp had a feeling that the Galactic Alliance was about to learn a very hard lesson. The big threat. The sky over Earth turned dark as thousands of alien ships appeared. They looked like angry metal bugs, ready to attack. On the biggest ship, Admiral Zex of the Galactic Alliance stood tall and proud. "Look at that tiny blue planet," Zex said, his voice full of pride. "Soon, it will be ours." But then, Zex got a call from Ambassador Glorp on Earth. Glorp's face on the screen looked scared. "Admiral, wait." Glorp shouted. "The humans are not what we thought. They're smart and have cool tech. We should talk to them first." Zex laughed. "Don't be silly, Glorp. They're just scared of our big ships. Watch how easy this will be." Zex pushed a button, and his face appeared on every TV, computer, and phone on Earth. "People of Earth," he said in a big booming voice, "I am Admiral Zex of the Galactic Alliance. Your planet is now ours. Give up now, and we won't hurt you much." He laughed at his own joke. But the humans didn't look scared. Instead, they looked angry. In the White House, President Chen turned to her generals. "Well," she said, "I guess we have no choice. Get our ships ready. It's time to show these bullies what humans can do." All over the world, secret doors opened in mountains, deserts, and oceans. Hundreds of spaceships flew out, fast as lightning. They were smaller than the alien ships, but looked meaner and tougher. Admiral Zex's jaw dropped when he saw the human fleet. What? How? Where did they hide all those ships? On Earth, engineers turned on a special shield that covered the whole planet like a bubble. Scientists fired up huge guns that could shoot far into space, and in hidden bases, pilots jumped into giant robot suits, ready to fight in space. Zex couldn't believe his eyes. This wasn't supposed to happen. He called Earth again, trying to sound brave. "So, you have some toys. Big deal. We have more ships than you. Give up now, or we'll destroy you all." The face that appeared on his screen wasn't scared. It was President Chen, and she looked strong and determined. "Admiral Zex," she said calmly, "Earth does not want war. We are happy to join the galactic community as equals. But if you attack us, we will defend ourselves. And trust me, you won't like the result." Zex felt a chill. He didn't expect humans to be so confident, but he couldn't back down now. He had told everyone this would be easy. "You have 1 day to surrender," Zex said, "or we attack." As the call ended, Zex turned to his officers. "Prepare all weapons. We'll show these humans who's boss." But deep inside, Zex felt worried. Something about these humans was different. They weren't acting like any other species the Alliance had bullied before. On Earth, President Chen met with leaders from around the world. "We tried to be friendly," she said, "but they leave us no choice. It's time to show the galaxy that humanity is not to be messed with." The room erupted in cheers. Humans had fought each other for thousands of years. Now they had a common enemy, and all their creativity, bravery, and stubbornness were pointed at one target: the alien fleet. In homes across Earth, families hugged each other and prepared for a tough time. But there was no panic. Instead, there was a feeling of determination. Humans had faced big challenges before. This was just another one to overcome. In schools, Kids drew pictures of human spaceships beating alien ones. In factories, workers rushed to make more weapons and ships. In labs, scientists worked day and night to figure out alien tech and find ways to beat it. As the day passed, tension grew. Both sides prepared for a battle that would change the galaxy forever. Admiral Zex looked at the planet below, still sure he would win. "One day, humans," he said. "One day, and then you'll be sorry you ever stood up to us." But on Earth, humans looked up at the sky and set their jaws. They had a saying: "Don't pick a fight with someone who has nothing to lose." The aliens were about to learn that when you threaten Earth, humans have everything to lose, and that makes them the most dangerous beings in the universe. As the countdown to battle began, one thing was clear. The galaxy was in for a big surprise. The humans were ready, and they were not going down without one hell of a fight. David faces Goliath. The day of the big fight came. The sky was full of alien ships, like angry bees ready to attack. On Earth, everyone held their breath, waiting. Admiral Zex of the alien fleet looked at the clock. "Time's up, humans," he shouted. "Get ready to lose." But then, something strange happened. Instead of a lot of human ships coming out to fight, only 5 ships left Earth. They were small and didn't look very strong. Zex laughed so hard he almost fell over. "Is this a joke? 5 tiny ships against our huge fleet." The alien soldiers laughed too. This was going to be so easy. On Earth, people watched on TV, scared but hopeful. President Chen stood in the control room, looking calm. "Don't worry," she said to her team. "Size isn't everything." The 5 human ships flew towards the alien fleet. They looked like little dots next to the big alien ships. Admiral Zex couldn't stop grinning. "Watch this, everyone," he said to the whole galaxy, who were all watching. "We'll smash these human toys in seconds." He ordered his ships to fire. Thousands of lasers shot out, lighting up space like fireworks. Everyone thought the human ships would explode right away. But then, something amazing happened. The human ships moved so fast, they seemed to disappear and reappear. None of the alien shots hit them. "What?" Zex shouted. "How are they so fast?" Before he could think more, the human ships did something even crazier. They flew right into the middle of the alien fleet. "Ha!" Zex laughed. "Now we've got them surrounded." But he was wrong again. The human ships started to glow. Then, suddenly, big waves of energy burst out from them. The energy didn't hurt the ships, but it did something worse. It turned off all the alien weapons. Zex pressed buttons like crazy, but nothing worked. "What's happening?" he yelled. On Earth, people started to cheer. President Chen smiled. "Good job, team," she said. "Phase 1 complete. Now for Phase 2. Suddenly, the Earth itself seemed to change. What looked like oceans and land started to move. It turned out they were hidden doors. From those doors, thousands of human ships flew out. But these weren't tiny. They were big, strong ships, ready for a real fight. Zex's mouth fell open. "That's impossible," he said. "Where did they hide those?" The human ships spread out, surrounding the alien fleet. Now it was the aliens who were trapped. A face appeared on Zex's screen. It was the captain of the human fleet, a tough-looking woman named Sarah. "Admiral Zex," Sarah said, "you came to our home and threatened us. Big mistake. We gave you a chance to leave. You didn't take it. Now let us show you what humans do to bullies." With that, the human fleet attacked. Their weapons were strong and strange. Some ships shot lasers that curved around to hit enemies from behind. Others used nets made of energy to catch alien ships. The aliens tried to fight back, but without their weapons, they didn't stand a chance. Some tried to run away, but the human ships were faster. In just 1 hour, half of the alien fleet was captured or destroyed. Admiral Zex couldn't believe his eyes. "This isn't fair," he shouted. "You tricked us." Sarah's face appeared again. No, Admiral. We outsmarted you. There's a difference. You thought we were weak because we were small, but humans have learned that brain beats brawn every time. As Zex watched his mighty fleet fall apart, he finally understood. He had made a terrible mistake. He thought he was the giant Goliath, too big to lose. But the humans were David, small but smart and brave. And just like in the old story, David was winning. The battle wasn't over yet, but one thing was clear. The galaxy would never be the same. The humans had arrived on the galactic stage, and they were here to stay. Zex slumped in his chair, watching the amazing human ships dance around his fleet. Note to self, he muttered, never judge a species by its planet size. As the battle raged on, the humans proved again and again that they were not to be underestimated. The age of alien bullies was over. A new era had begun, and humanity was leading the way. Surprise attack. The space battle was in full swing. Human ships zipped around, giving the alien fleet a hard time. Admiral Zex was pulling his hair out, trying to figure out what to do. Suddenly, Zex had an idea. He grinned wickedly. If we can't beat them in space, he said, we'll attack their home. Zex ordered his best ships to fly towards Earth. Ha, he laughed. Let's see how tough they are when we threaten their cities. But as the alien ships got close to Earth, something weird happened. They hit an invisible wall. What's this? Zex yelled. His ships couldn't get through. On Earth, President Chen smiled. Looks like they found our shield, she said. Good thing we kept that a secret. The alien ships tried to blast through the shield. But nothing worked. Their strongest weapons just bounced off. While Zex was busy with the shield, the human fleet snuck up behind his main ships. Captain Sarah gave the order. Time for Operation Trojan Horse. Suddenly, the small human ships that started the battle flew right up to the biggest alien ships. Before anyone could stop them, the little ships opened up. Hundreds of tiny pods shot out and stuck to the alien ships. The pods opened, and out came Space Marines in super cool robot suits. What? Zex screamed. They're inside our ships. The human Space Marines were awesome. Their suits let them fly through the alien ships, and they had all sorts of cool weapons. Some Marines used special guns that tied up alien soldiers with sticky ropes. Others had shields that could stop any alien weapon. A few even had pet robots that could hack into alien computers. The aliens inside the ships didn't know what hit them. They ran around in panic as the humans took over. Back on Earth, kids watching the battle on TV cheered. Our Space Marines are just like in the video games. They shouted excitedly. Zex tried to contact his ships, but no one answered. Then, to his horror, he saw his own ships turning their weapons on the rest of his fleet. No, Zex cried. They've taken control of our best ships. Captain Sarah's face popped up on his screen again. Surprise, Admiral, she said with a grin. Maybe next time, don't bring your fancy ships so close to the people who make the galaxy's best hackers. The tide of the battle turned completely. Now the humans had control of Earth, space around it, and even some of the biggest alien ships. Zex slumped in his chair. How? He asked weakly. How did you do all this? Sarah's face softened a bit. Simple, Admiral. We've spent our whole history preparing for this day. She explained. Every alien movie we made, every space video game we played, every sci-fi book we wrote, they were all practice. We imagined every way aliens might attack and figured out how to beat them. Zex's eyes widened. You mean, all your entertainment was actually military training? Sarah nodded. In a way, yes. We turned our imagination into reality. Those Space Marines, we designed their suits based on a popular game. That hacking trick, straight out of a movie. As Zex listened, he finally understood why humans were so tough. They didn't just think outside the box. They didn't even see the box. Meanwhile, the human space marines were having a blast. They flew through alien ships, sliding down corridors, and jumping over surprised aliens. "Woo-hoo!" shouted one marine as he swung from a ceiling pipe, just like the training sims back home. Another marine was busy making friends with a small alien who looked scared. "Hey, little guy," she said kindly. "Want to see some cat videos? Always cheers me up." Back on Earth, President Chen watched the battle maps. Almost all the red dots showing alien ships were now turning green, meaning humans control them. "I think it's time," Chen said to her team. "Send the message." All across Earth, giant screens lit up. President Chen's face appeared, speaking to the whole planet. "People of Earth, I have good news. We are winning the battle. Our brave soldiers, our clever scientists, and our united spirit have turned the tide. The alien threat will soon be over. Earth is safe." Cheers erupted around the world. In New York, London, Tokyo, and every city and town, people hugged each other and danced in the streets. As the human fleet rounded up the last of the alien ships, Admiral Zex knew it was over. He had come to conquer a primitive world. Instead, he had awakened the sleeping giant. The galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and they had made one thing very clear. Earth was not to be messed with. Humans for the win. The space around Earth was a mess of broken ships and flashing lights. The big alien fleet that came to bully Earth was now running away. Human ships chased them, but not to hurt them. They were catching aliens to talk and make friends. Admiral Zex sat in his ship, feeling sad and confused. How did it all go so wrong? Then his screen lit up. It was Captain Sarah from the human fleet. "Admiral Zex," Sarah said, "it's over. Please stop running and let's talk." Zex sighed. He knew she was right. "Okay," he said softly. "We give up." As Zex's ship was brought to Earth, he saw something amazing. The planet that looked so small and weak before now seemed to glow with power. Zex felt a little scared. On Earth, people were celebrating like never before. Every city had parties in the streets. Kids pretended to be space marines, running around with cardboard robot suits. Adults hugged and laughed, happy that the scary aliens were now just silly bullies who got taught a lesson. In New York, a big alien ship landed softly in Central Park. People gathered around, excited to see real aliens up close. When Admiral Zex stepped out, looking nervous, a little girl walked up to him. "Hi, Mr. Alien," she said with a smile. "Want some ice cream? It always makes me feel better when I lose a game." Zex was surprised. These humans had just beat him in a big space war, and now they were offering him sweet food. He didn't know what to think. President Chen met Zex at the White House, but it wasn't scary like Zex thought it would be. They sat in comfy chairs and had tea. "Admiral," Chen said kindly, "we don't want to be your enemies. We want to be your friends. Let's talk about how we can all get along in this big galaxy." Zex nodded, feeling a little better. I think I'd like that," he said. "But I have to ask, how did you humans get so good at space stuff so fast?" Chen smiled. "Well, Admiral, that's an interesting story. You see, humans have always been dreamers." She told Zex about how humans had been thinking about space for hundreds of years. They wrote stories, made movies, and played games all about space adventures. When it was time to really go to space, they had all these ideas ready. "So," Chen finished, "when you arrived, we had already imagined 1,000 ways this could go. We were prepared for anything." Zex shook his head in wonder. "Amazing," he said. "In all the galaxy, we've never met anyone quite like humans." While Zex and Chen talked, cool things were happening all over Earth. In Japan, alien engineers were amazed by giant robots humans had built. In Brazil, aliens tasted spicy food for the first time and danced at a big party. In Egypt, Young aliens and humans worked together to build a pyramid out of sand, laughing and having fun. Up in space, human scientists were already studying the alien ships. They found new ways to travel faster and make energy. Earth was going to change fast with all this new knowledge. But the best part was that humans didn't keep all this cool stuff to themselves. They shared it with everyone, even the aliens who tried to attack them. The more we all grow together, President Chen said, the better it is for everyone. A few days later, there was a big meeting at the United Nations. Aliens from all over the galaxy came to talk with humans. They were nervous at first, but soon they saw how friendly humans could be. One alien leader stood up to speak. "We came here thinking we were the smart ones," he said. "We thought we'd teach humans how the galaxy works, but instead, humans have taught us something important." The alien looked around the room, smiling. "They've shown us that being different isn't bad. That imagination, it is as important as technology. And that making friends is better than making enemies." Everyone clapped, humans and aliens together. It was the start of something new and exciting. As the meeting ended, Admiral Zex walked up to Captain Sarah. "I've been thinking," he said. "Humans are really good at coming up with new ideas, and we aliens are good at building big ships and traveling far." Sarah nodded, wondering what Zex was thinking. "What if," Zex said with a grin, "we worked together? Humans could think up amazing new things, and we could help make them real. We could explore the whole universe." Sarah's eyes lit up. "Admiral Zex," she said, shaking his hand, "I think this is the start of a beautiful friendship." As word spread about the new human-alien partnership, excitement filled the galaxy. Everyone wanted to work with the creative, brave humans who had turned enemies into friends. Earth had won more than just a battle. They had won a bright new future, full of adventures among the stars. And it all started because some aliens made the mistake of laughing at a tiny fleet of human ships. Humans rule space now. 5 years had passed since the big space battle. Earth had changed a lot. Shiny buildings touched the sky. Flying cars zoomed between them, and in every city, you could see aliens walking happily with humans. But the biggest changes were in space. Earth wasn't alone anymore. Humans had spread across the stars, making friends and changing the galaxy. On Mars, a huge city stood under a clear dome. Inside, humans and aliens worked together to grow special plants that could live on any planet. Sarah, now Admiral Sarah, stood on a balcony looking at the red Martian desert. Next to her was Zex, her alien friend and helper. "Can you believe it, Zex?" Sarah asked. "Just 5 years ago, we were fighting each other. Now look at us." Zex nodded, his 3 eyes blinking happily. "Humans sure know how to shake things up," he said. "The galaxy's never been so exciting." Suddenly, a young human ran up to them. "Admiral Sarah, Ambassador Zex, the new ship is ready." They hurried to a big room full of screens and buttons. In the middle was a big window showing a massive spaceship. "There she is," Sarah said proudly. "The Stardreamer, the biggest, fastest ship ever built." The Stardreamer was awesome. It was long and sleek, with glowing blue engines. But the cool part was that it was built by humans and aliens together. Human imagination and alien tech had made something amazing. "It's time for the test flight," Zex said excitedly. "Who's the lucky captain?" Sarah grinned. "Oh, I think you know her pretty well." Just then, the ship's captain appeared on the big screen. It was the little girl who had offered Zex ice cream in Central Park 5 years ago. Now she was all grown up and wearing a shiny captain's uniform. "Captain Maya reporting for duty," she said with a big smile. "Ready to take the Stardreamer on her first flight." Everyone cheered as the Stardreamer's engines lit up. The huge ship rose smoothly and shot into space, leaving a trail of blue light. "And they're off," Sarah said. "First stop, the center of the galaxy. Then, who knows? Maybe they'll visit other galaxies." As they watched the ship disappear into the stars, Zex turned to Sarah. "You humans sure love to explore," he said. "Is there anywhere you won't go?" Sarah laughed. "Nope. That's why the galaxy loves us now. We're always finding new things and sharing them with everyone." And it was true. All across space, humans were making things better. On a water planet, human divers were teaching aliens how to surf giant waves. In a huge space station, human chefs were cooking Earth food for excited aliens. Pizza was now the most popular food in 3 galaxies. At a big space college, human teachers were showing young aliens how to think creatively. Art class was everyone's favorite. Even Earth's animals were now galactic stars. In space zoos, aliens lined up to see lions, elephants, and penguins. But the biggest hit, cats. Aliens just couldn't get enough of those cute, furry Earthlings. Back on Earth, things were just as exciting. Alien tourists filled the streets, eager to see the planet that had changed everything. In New York, aliens took selfies with the Statue of Liberty, now holding a glowing space torch. In Egypt, alien archaeologists helped humans uncover ancient secrets, using tech to see underground. And in a small town in Japan, an alien family ran the best ramen shop in the galaxy, mixing Earth noodles with space veggies. But it wasn't all just fun and games. Humans were solving big problems too. Human doctors worked with alien healers to cure diseases across the galaxy. Earth's best diplomats helped stop wars between alien worlds, teaching everyone to get along. And human scientists joined alien explorers to study strange things in space, like black holes and weird stars. At the United Galactic Headquarters, once just a dream in sci-fi movies, President Chen stood before representatives from 1,000 worlds. "Friends," she said, "5 years ago, we were strangers. Some thought we were enemies. But look at us now." The room erupted in cheers and happy alien noises. "Humans have a saying," Chen continued. "The sky's the limit. But we've proven that even the sky can't hold us back. Together, there's nothing we can't do." As the galactic leaders clapped and cheered, a message appeared on the big screen. It was from Captain Maya on the Stardreamer. "Hello from the Galactic Core," Maya said, her face shining with excitement. "We've found something amazing. A door to another universe. Who wants to explore it with us?" The room went wild. Everyone wanted to join the adventure. President Chen smiled. This was what humans did best. They didn't just reach for the stars. They went beyond them. And they brought everyone along for the ride. As the meeting ended, alien leaders rushed to sign up for the next big adventure. Earth wasn't just part of the galactic community now. It was leading it. From a small blue planet that some aliens once laughed at, humans had become the galaxy's greatest explorers, peacekeepers, and friends. The universe had learned an important lesson. Never underestimate the power of human creativity, bravery, and friendship. Because when humans decide to reach for the stars, they don't just touch them. They reshape the whole galaxy. And the best part, the adventure was just beginning.